Hey guys, it's Caesar.
And I'm Carla, and this is our friend slash family, Kaya.
And welcome to another episode of Carla and Caesar's Modern Life.
Episode number 26.
Yes, 26. We made it, and it took us this long to have Kaya here. How are you, Kaya?
I'm doing so well. A little, well, not as overwhelmed as I was the past couple of days because I was moving out of my apartment, which had a lot of stuff in it. It's like you never know how much stuff you have until you have to pack it all up. And then you're like, where did all of this come from? So today was a lot more restful. I also finished up with my last class at the yoga studio. So I'm officially unemployed.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I'll do the kids. The kids are cheering.
So yeah, it was really nice to hang out with you guys. It
Same.
feels like when we were back roommates again.
I know.
So it feels like nice grounding. I love it.
TBT.
Yeah, Carla lived with us. Kaya lived with us from 2019 to November 2020, right? A year.
Yeah.
And then the reason why we are featuring her here today is because this is one of her last days in California. How long have you been in California?
Oh my gosh, so sad to hear that.
I know.
I've been here for 5.5 years.
Damn.
It flew by, but it also feels like I just got here. Like I still haven't done a lot of things because there's so much to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, 5.5 years,
That's
but a long
wild.
time.
Yeah. And for everybody that's listening, because, this is the first time we have you on the show, why did you move out here to begin with?
Oh yeah, and also where am I from?
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
I'm a Jersey girl. I went to school in Maryland, so love East Coast, love the DMV area. And I was doing my teacher training after college, and life-changing, so emotional, definitely recommend.
What kind of teacher training?
Oh yeah, my yoga teacher
Yoga,
training. So it's many months, many hours, and you're hanging out with random strangers. But you're like all on this journey of like exploring yourself and others and learning yoga and moving.
And you did this back home?
Yeah, I did this in Maryland after school. It was like right up the street from my college.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I was like, yeah, I want to get certified. I like yoga. And it became so much more than that. And when I was done, I was like, I think I'm ready for a change. Like I felt it in my gut. I was also financially not in a great place. And also, I don't know if you ever had like post-college depression where it was like, wow, I have to be an adult.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
I'm
crazy.
still in that depression. I'm just kidding.
So then I was like, okay, let's change it up. And so I knew with my yoga training that and my kinesiology degree that California could be a great place to like just continue my experience, my knowledge in fitness and yoga and health and wellness. And so I told my mom that I was going to go. She did not think that I was like really going to go. Yeah, like I was serious. So she's like, okay. Like she knew that I loved Maryland.
Yeah.
And then I applied because I applied for a job out here and I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Then I applied for a job to teach English to kids in China.
What?
Oh, wow.
And I remember being
Wow.
out at the bars and with a couple of friends, and I got the email that said that I was accepted
Oh, shit.
and that like this is the itinerary, when I would go, how much it would be, how much
I
I'd
didn't
be
know this.
earning, which was like nothing.
Oh.
And I sent it to my mom and I was like, so I'm going to go to China?
Oh.
She was like, hold on. She's like, actually, let's just do California because I have my uncle here, my mom's brother. And so she was like, yeah, let's not do China because if you get sick or something, my family would be so far away.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then I moved here. February 2017.
Damn.
So long
Dang.
ago.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
It was really
Can you
scary.
imagine what it would have been like if you went to China? Like,
I know.
what a
Completely
different
different.
experience
I know.
that would have been.
That's really when it's like a fork in the road, and it's like, which one do you choose? And you can see where like your life would have went completely different. But it would have only been a year, so maybe I would have ended up in California still.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah,
Damn.
but I'm glad. That I
Yeah.
didn't.
I feel like you made so many, sorry to cut you off, but you made so many connections here. Like, it's like, I feel like you were meant to come here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna miss it so much.
So what did you feel when you were here in California? Like the whole experience?
Wow. I still definitely want to read some of my journal entries from when I first got here because it was definitely really scary. It was like, okay, you just quit your job, you just left family, friends, completely new space, completely starting over. But I'm pretty sure if I can recollect, it was just a lot of like, you can do this, you got this, like just open yourself up to what this experience could be. And I was young and in my 20s, so I was like, if anytime, now is going to be the best time. And it's a beautiful place. Like, I never have to look at the weather. It's always sunny and beautiful outside.
Yeah.
Unless it's like the 2 times of the year where it rains.
Yeah,
Right.
it's true.
But yeah, it's so beautiful. So much to do. So many great people to meet. So many great restaurants and bars. And
So then why leave?
I know, right? I know. Oh, it was a really hard decision, like much harder than moving out here, because I think I've built such a like strong community and family. But my family, my blood family is like, my heart is calling that like I need to be back home with them. And I'm like, okay, I can always come back and visit. I'll still have this community. It'll still be beautiful here. When I come back. So I'm fingers crossed I'll be a bi-coastal baddie and be on the West Coast and the East Coast.
Bi-coastal baddie.
I know. And then I'll be able to tell all my friends from the West Coast, come meet my friends on the East Coast, and then vice versa.
Heck yeah.
And then I have a home for everyone.
Perfect.
So
Can't wait.
oh yeah, it's crazy to think about. Definitely scarier than my move from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Really?
Yeah, but I also feel like I know more about myself. I know more of like where the direction I kind of want to head. And I'm excited just all of the experience, knowledge that I've gained to like bring it back to my community and people that I grew up with or went to school with and bring that back home to the East Coast.
Do you feel like a different person?
Oh, for sure. 5,000%. I was actually thinking about it that I'm so in tune with myself now that, I don't know, it's like the voice in your head. But it's like the voice in my head that also observes and just like assesses things before they actually happen. Or like have a better management on my feelings too. It's interesting. And more in tune with my feelings too, because now I cry a lot more than I used to.
That's
But yeah,
awesome.
definitely a different person, hands down.
Yeah.
And all the people I've met, like, who would ever think I'd be on a podcast? But I have amazing
Multiple.
friends. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. What do you think is the thing you'll miss the most? It doesn't have to be a person or like even a group of people. It
Oh,
could be like
shucks.
food.
Shucks. I have to say community, like everyone that I know here. Just because I could be having a bad day or something, I talk to a friend and they're in the same situation and we just like go in deep conversation. I love deep, intentional and like warming conversations. And so definitely the people. Oh, yeah. But also like Mexican food, Asian food.
So true.
It's going to be so different. But I'm excited to eat Caribbean food when I get back
Oh
home.
yeah, more
'Cause
common
it's
over
good.
there.
Yeah.
On the East Coast.
Oh.
Damn. Well, we're definitely gonna miss you, and we're. It sucks that we only had you on one episode of this show.
I know, but I'll be back.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bi-coastal baddie.
So what
I'll
is
be
your
back.
plan? Like you just quit your job. What do you want to do at now?
Still up in the air, but a mixture of things. I've been talking about like owning a business and just creating a great community space out there on the East Coast, but like a mixture of things. So I'd love it to be like yoga based, but also some way to what is the word I want to say? So like bring people together so they can create, and just be in community. But also have really cool like chai drinks and natural wines. So yeah, a mixture of things. Also, I started UX design classes at the beginning of the year.
That's
so
cool.
I stopped that for a bit because it was too much. So I want to get back to that. And then probably just offer like yoga classes for a nonprofit of some sorts.
Nice.
Yeah, a mixture of things. Just
All exciting things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Going with the flow
Yeah.
and just listening.
Yeah.
So it'll be nice to have my family support, my mom's support specifically.
Yeah.
And just kind of see what will come.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
Damn. It's a fresh start, basically, even though you're going somewhere familiar.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm keeping an open mind, which I feel like is the best.
Yeah.
I love it. It sounds like another like a quarantine times 2, like where
yes.
you know, where you're just spending time on yourself and like really going inward. That sounds magical.
Yeah.
I agree.
So what do you think is the biggest thing you learned being out here in this time, like the hardest lesson or the most prominent thing?
Is just to be soft with myself and not be so hard on myself. I think the slower pace of, I shouldn't even say that because I was working a lot before pandemic happened, but there is a slower pace that California has. And I think just really allowing myself to slow down, to feel my feelings and like express them.
Yeah.
And that everything will be okay. Like if it's not there happening in the moment, like things will change and it will end
It'll
up
work
okay.
out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that's a lesson that we're all trying to learn.
Yeah.
And then we all, want to get to that point too.
Caesar and I were just talking about that, how we're working on surrendering basically like to what is. And it feels like, I was telling Caesar that it feels like a lot of people are going through this because I listen to other podcasts where a lot of people like just collectively are going through just that self-awareness to like have with yourself, to be like, this is what I need, like this is what I'm being called towards, and just giving yourself what you need in the moment or at the time, because like you were saying, like feeling your feelings, I'm also trying to get better at that, and just staying present, being in the moment helps a lot. But when you've known one thing all your life, it's like the hardest part is like trying to like catch yourself like early on so that you don't like spend your whole day like that or whatever.
Yeah, unlearning is really challenging. Another thing, I did therapy while I was here, and I haven't continued it, but it was so helpful, and I think really allowed me to just continue to remind myself, like, don't go back to that old pattern of what you know.
Right.
Like, we're doing something new now, and it's a lot more beneficial for me and my growth, and just like being supportive to myself.
Yeah. It's hard because you don't start seeing maybe not necessarily all the time, but usually I feel like you don't start seeing the results right away when you first start to implement like a good habit. But it's like once you do, it's like, oh, it's so easy. Like I can just, make my life what I want it to be.
Yeah. One step at a time.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. And like we said too, like sometimes like there's challenges along the way. You just got to power through because it's like, it's part of it,
Yeah.
I will say though that living with you for that year and journaling, we would journal so much, and it's always so great to read things back and be like, wow, I was really struggling with that 2 months ago, because sometimes you forget about it because you're just like in the day-to-day grind,
right?
But it's like, whoa, hold on a second, I moved past that. Like that, shout out to me.
I mean,
so even the little things, it doesn't always have to be like a really big, like I'm doing X, Y, and Z, like
right.
I made it to yoga 5 times this week, where
I mean, even making it through 2020 was like a big thing.
Oh,
and mentally recovering from all that, like the stress of it. Like that's a real thing. Like that's even an accomplishment in itself. The fact that we're still here 2 years later and we're still sane, because that was insane.
Right. Yeah, that's so true.
So well, we're glad to have you here, Kaya, even though it's just for this episode, and hopefully in the future we'll either have you here in studio again, or FaceTime. We can always do FaceTime. It'll be easy.
Or you guys can come to the East Coast.
Oh, I'll bring my box. We'll record over there.
Could you imagine getting off the plane with all of your equipment? They're like, "What do you have there,
and
sir?"
My luggage. That's funny. So before we move on to anything else, I just want to remind you guys out there to like this video if you have not. Share, subscribe to the channel. We are over 100 subscribers now. You guys are cheering. Yeah. Shout out to everybody that watched our Beyonce video too.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Made our week.
It really did. Yeah. So we're continuing to do more reactions. We're going to do the Calvin Harris album as well. That's coming out soon. Or actually, by the time you hear this, it'll be out. So we'll have a reaction out soon as well. So, yeah. So before we get to the scenarios, how's your week been? Yeah, you guys on a Duffy boat?
Yes, my first time.
Yeah. They're so fun. So for anyone who doesn't know, a little electric boat that you can drive yourself. So nice. You and 8 or 10 of your friends get to just be out on the boat, drinking, eating, having fun. And in my case, crying because it was just like all my really good friends all in one place. And it was so beautiful too. So it was like, oh, this is a dream day that I'm living. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah. Hot too that day.
I definitely want to do those more often. It was a lot of fun.
On the day before that, though, it was weird. I can tell you the story about what happened to Carla and I. So we were supposed to go to this Bad Bunny night at the observatory in Orange County. We were so excited. And then our name was not on the list. So we got stranded outside of the observatory. And we were like, what the heck?
Yeah. It was funny because neither one of us had wanted to like think about that being a possibility.
Like, what if we're not on the list?
Like, that's not going to happen. Like, it crossed my mind for a second, but I was like, why would that happen? And we got there, and sure enough, like,
I was like, there's no way. I confirmed that we were, and then it didn't happen. But it was just a funny thing because we made the best out of it. We still went out and stuff. Up. Yeah, we were laughing at the fact that happened. It wasn't like, oh shit, like we were mad. It was just sucked to have Carla's sister come back for us, even though she had dropped us off already. Yeah. But it's not like we live that far. It was still in the same city that we live in. But so that was our weekend, and then. And I haven't mentioned it. I am available to record your podcast if you watch the show and you're like, oh, I can do that. I can even record here in the Hits 101 radio studio. Actually, it's good because now I have a couple clients, so I'm excited to have more people recording on a consistent basis.
It's exciting.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for my week. And then Kaya, did you want to talk about your final week so far? I mean, I feel like we have been talking about it already. I mean, is there anything else?
Yeah, Monday. It seems like the longest week ever. Monday, officially stopped my full-time job. Then I was just teaching sporadically throughout the week, packing up my bags, hang out with as many people as possible. And then I moved out of my apartment.
Damn.
Yeah, that was also sad because my first apartment living by myself, and I love that place so much. Yeah. And then, just been apartment hopping until my flight on Sunday. So thank you to all my friends for allowing me to stay with you all. No problem. But I get some extra quality time before I go.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm like cuddling each and every one of you before I go.
I love that.
That's funny. All right, then. So let's get into the juicy part. You ready to get into the scenarios?
Let's do it.
Are you ready, Kai?
Yeah.
All right. So this is the first scenario. Recently, I started dating a girl. She's great, and I love her so much. I met her family a few nights ago for dinner. She warned me that the male side of her family is very big into being macho, into, quote, testing the boys the women date, and are very big on taking pride in their Italian ancestry. I think besides the grandfather, however, they almost all were born in Bergen County, New Jersey. But whatever, it's nice to take pride in one's heritage.
Long story short, at dinner they kept making jokes at my expense. I honestly would not call it bullying, just things about my height, beard, and my shaved head. They tried making fun of my IT job too, but stopped once I told them my income. It was overall not a bad experience, but not a pleasant one either. Anyway, her older brother kept pushing things, giving me exceptional amounts of shit for playing lacrosse in high school. Apparently it's a sport for prissy rich kids and not manly like football or baseball. He ended his rant by saying, hey, we're just a big Italian family. We're allowed and tell it how it is or how we see it. Ha ha ha. And all the family except my girlfriend laughed. So I, for the next minute, responded to everything they said in Italian. My girlfriend buried her head in shame. The grandfather laughed and everyone else kept looking at each other confused before telling me they didn't speak Italian. I replied, then don't use your Italian heritage as an excuse to behave poorly when you can't even speak the language. They got mad, but the grandfather told them all that I was right and to be quiet.
My girlfriend isn't mad, just ashamed at her family. I think the grandpa likes me, but word from my girlfriend's sister that all the men in the family are furious and that think I'm a smart ass and I disrespected them and their masculinity in an unforgivable way. So am I the asshole for this? What do you think?
I mean, I don't think he is. I think what was he supposed to do? He had to stand up for himself, and I feel like that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, I think it is a case of just them trying to pick on this guy, and then he outsmarted them, and then they got all upset about it. But it's like, why? It'd be like, hey, I'm so Mexican, I love being Mexican, and then somebody speaks to me in Spanish, and I'm like, whoa, I'm not that Mexican.
Actually, yeah, that is so true. That's so true.
That's a good point.
And then getting mad about it. That's exactly what happened. And I don't think he's a jerk for doing that. I think the men in this family that want to be like joking around like about this, like it's just so, like it's like, well, when you get outsmarted, don't be a little bitch about it then.
Yeah, seriously.
And props to him for sticking up for himself.
Yeah,
Like,
I'd be intimidated in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. I would feel so bad. I'd be to my family like, what are you guys doing? Can you stop, please?
So, I mean, it's very clear that this guy's not the jerk for this one.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it was cool to see somebody like stand up to people like that.
Especially a whole family.
Yeah, in front of the whole family.
Props to him for speaking Italian too.
Yeah. All right, you want to move on to the next one?
Do you want me to start it?
Yeah.
I, a 27-year-old female, have known my sister-in-law for 3 years. She's the type of person that always needs to be right and needs to be in charge of everything. She's very demanding as well. My sister-in-law's family members are very disrespectful and rude. They don't clean up after themselves expect everyone to act like maids or servants around them, and they think very highly of themselves. They can never be wrong and think they can do no wrong. My sister-in-law's sister has a son, and he's extremely chaotic. They don't discipline or punish him. He throws tantrums if he doesn't get something, and he has to be the center of attention 24/7.
I was helping my sister-in-law make invitations. I saw one of them had my sister-in-law's nephew's name on it. I asked if she wanted him to go, and she said yeah, and then I asked why, so I told her why. I talked about his tantrums and he'll probably throw a fit at the reception and other stuff. She got mad and said she didn't know what I was talking about. She told my family and her sister, which caused her sister to write me a message saying I was wrong and other stuff like that. So basically he warned his sister-in-law that, hey, if you invite this kid, he's going to be really loud and disrupt the wedding. Well, the day of the wedding comes, everyone comes in and is happy except for the nephew. He's crying and is about to throw a fit. When my sister-in-law came out, he literally started screaming. The poor pastor had to stop and wait for the parents to leave. During the after party, he was back again and crying. Then they were cutting the cake and he screamed extremely loud and pushed my sister-in-law, who was holding a glass of wine, and spilled it on her. She started crying and she turned around to leave, and I looked around and said, I told you so. So she started crying even more. When I got home, my mom called me extremely immature and wants me to apologize. Am I the jerk?
For saying I told you so.
I told you so to a person that was already having the worst day ever.
There's times like that where you keep it to yourself, where you're just like,
yeah, just like enjoy yourself and like try to tune it out.
Yeah, it's like poking the bear when you know they're already having like a hard day. It's like,
yeah,
told you.
That's messed up though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you try to warn them about the nephew who's going to be out of control, but it's like you can't like, I get it when you warn somebody about something and then the bad thing happens. Like, you do feel like, yeah, I told you so, but it's like, that's messed up to be happy at somebody fucking up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, these kids, and I don't know, man, maybe there was something wrong with the kid that he was like so dramatic about everything, but at the same time, like, if that's a known thing, then maybe like, hey, don't invite the kid. But it just sucks that all had to go down like that.
Yeah. So even though she meant well, maybe she shouldn't have, like you said, poked the bear.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I didn't even think she meant well. She just wanted to rub it in her face. Cause she's
I mean, she meant well initially when she warned
warned
the
her
sister-in-law.
about it. Yeah. And it's funny that at the beginning she's the type of person that always needs to be right, and then at the end she like rubbed it in her face. She was right, the writer of the post. What the hell? So yeah, you're the jerk for this one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
She should definitely apologize.
Yeah. The way I read it is like this poor kid, like they're not helping him process his emotions.
That's
like
true.
He just needs attention. And
He's an annoyance to everybody.
I know.
Poor kid.
But I guess we're not trying to be that deep either.
Yeah.
Let
Well,
me
it's
what
true.
can
I
we
mean,
do?
why does that kid keep crying? Like, there has to be something wrong.
Exactly.
Well, like the girl was saying that they don't discipline or punish him. Well, they probably, if they're not doing either of those things, they're probably not like there to support him emotionally either, which is really sad because then you grow up not learning how to process your emotions and trying to learn at
Carla looking out for the kid.
It's true, though.
Help him now so he doesn't do it later.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and then I also think that sometimes just kids are going to make a fuss no matter what.
Yeah, for sure.
That's true.
For sure. They're learning.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, 27-year-old female, you're the jerk for this one.
Yeah.
No.
All right, I'll start the next one. I am a 28-year-old female, child-free. I don't even like kids. My 23-year-old sister, Amber, has a child. And because it's a pretty close-knit family, she's pretty used to everyone pitching in to help. She said she was going out for a few hours and was stopping by at my house to pick up a package delivered to me by mistake. We have the same number and similar sounding streets. When Amber got to my house, she put down her kid and said, "Thanks for watching him, by the way." I asked her what she was talking about. She said she was thanking me for watching her kid as well. I said I never agreed to it and was not okay with that, but she said we're sisters, family helps family, and ended up leaving.
So I didn't. I left the kid right in my entryway where Amber left him and just went about my day. I didn't leave the house or anything, but I said I'm not a babysitter and I wasn't one. Well, Amber got mad at me when she came back 4 hours later and the kid had a full diaper and was crying when he saw her. I told her I said I wasn't watching her kid and she's lucky I didn't call the police, but Amber said that not wanting to babysit doesn't mean you don't do it. The entire family sides with her, and Amber says she's cutting me off until I apologize and make more of an effort with my nephew. I've even gotten nasty messages from relatives galore, and the only one who doesn't think I'm a raging bitch is my dad, who doesn't involve at all in family drama. I do love my sister and understand family is family, but am I really the asshole for not doing a job I expressly said I don't want?
Oh shit!
Dang.
This is a tough one. What do you guys think?
Did anyone notice that she said the kid instead of her nephew?
Yeah.
And she said her nephew in quotes too.
Yeah.
My nephew.
I'm like, sounds like a deeper issue here. Because I think I would always be down to help my sister in babysitting, but it definitely seems like maybe there was some miscommunication where, this other person wasn't listening, and then that's kind of like,
I think
that's
that
shitty, but
yeah.
But we can't put it on the kid though. The kid should not be in a dirty diaper the whole time.
Yeah,
like, come on, come on. The kid doesn't know. They're just there.
Yeah, I think that the sister shouldn't. I think she sprung it on her. I don't think she asked. I think she just was like, "Here you go. Like you're gonna have to do this." So she's the asshole in the first place to do that, but then you didn't have to.
I know, the poor baby.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I read this one because it was when I picked this one, and you look at it. Everybody is the asshole here because the first person doesn't like kids and she doesn't want to help out her sister.
I don't even like kids.
Yeah.
Her sister treats the kid like, "Here, do it for me."
Yeah.
And then the dad, who's the only one that's on the writer's side, is like doesn't want to get involved, so he doesn't even care about his family.
Yeah.
So it's like
this is kind of
everybody's fucked, right? Because it's like you're saying you should be willing to help out. So that's problem number one. But also don't throw your kid onto your sister without asking her. Because nobody's like mentally ready to take care of a baby at any point.
No.
Right. That's so true.
And so, yeah, I mean, there's no clear good person here. I think the person that really loses in everything is the child for being unattended for 4 hours. So it's
gonna end up traumatized.
Everybody's the asshole except for the kid.
Yeah, poor kid.
Seriously.
For now, I mean, he could grow up to be a dick
That's
to continue the pattern
crazy,
of abuse.
though, that she put the kid and then her nephew in quotation.
Yeah, especially if that's how
Oh man,
he's gonna be referred to.
Yeah.
Poor kid. Yeah.
It over there. And it's fucked up.
Dang.
So yeah, these are some. I guess they were easier than usual, but they were good.
Yeah.
All right. So that was it.
Thanks for doing these with us, Kaya.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for having me. It was so fun.
Do you want to tell people where they can find you online first?
Oh, yeah. On Instagram at ks.eubanks. That's E as an elephant, U as an umbrella, BANKS. I have to say that all the time when I go to like the bank or something. Because people don't realize that the E is silent. And then TikTok. But I think it's just the same as Instagram. But I love TikTok. So fun.
Find Kaya. You post really cool TikToks. Travel ones, so especially, are my favorites. But yeah. You can find me, Carlella Rod 89 on Instagram and Carlella Rod on TikTok. My plant page on Instagram is Plant Parenthood OC.
Nice. And then for me, you can follow me at I am Susan Rod on Twitter and Instagram. And you can follow my other show at The Rodriguez Show on Instagram or youtube.com/The Rodriguez Show. And also, if you want me to hire me to do your podcast, you just go to @Caesar Rod Podcast and Video on Instagram, @Caesar Rod Podcast and Video on Instagram, or just hit me up on anywhere through email. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in.
So good.
Yeah. Remember to take care of yourself and each other.
Thanks for watching. Bye.